And one of two things will happen. Either you give up or you turn to Christ. Well, I'm already a Christian. Yes. But our hearts, see, faith is your heart actually turning and depending on Him for the thing you're trying to do over here. But if you don't, at the beginning when I got saved, and I thought, this is great, man. I got all this energy. I was grateful. See, I was grateful for God. I was emotionally empowered with every song service, with every pat on the back, with every time I did something, and I thought somebody noticed. All of those things were energizing to me, and I'm doing all this thing. But the catalyst is not the Word of God. The catalyst is the environment. The catalyst is the praise of men. The catalyst is the emotional surge I get through the right song, the right atmosphere of worship, etc., etc. And that propels me for another day, another 2 days, another 3 days. But I'm going along, and God starts actually taking the power off of those things that I'm using to energize my behaviors. All of a sudden, man, that song I used to love is not cutting it anymore. One of two things is wrong. Either Ben needs to start writing better songs, or he's just not in the spirit. I mean, that's what happens. And then we start going from church to church to church, hoping that we'll be able to regain that catalytic strength we got from superficial atmospheres instead of changing when God has brought us to an end of something. He said, listen, I'm siphoning off of you these extraneous impulses that are bolstering behaviors that are not native to who you are in order to bring you to a point where I can transform you. So there's a death happening. I'm sure it's not my fault. It's usually our response. Pastor, you need to be presenting more inspirational messages. I am no longer, interested enough in what you have to say. It's become repetitive. And the band, do better job, more theatrics, more. Can we get a smoke machine in here? Now, I'm not against smoke machines. I'm not against good music. I'm not against those things. All of those things that help us at one point become incidental to our experience. You see, when Jesus came to his disciples, he said, the words I speak to you are spirit and they are life. See, up to that point, all the words that he was saying to them, they were gracious, they were wisdom-filled, they were made sense, they spoke to them, they touched them in different ways. And all of a sudden, he comes and he says, eat my flesh, drink my blood. And they're ready to leave. Why? This is not cutting for me anymore. Jesus simply discerned. It's time to sift the unbelief out of this group. So here's my question for you. When God comes to bring your transformation away from superficial appearances to actual changes of behavior, are you going to blame somebody else? Is it your wife's fault? Is it the lack of an anointed speaker in your life? Is it, the home group is really not what it used to be? I have found that the home groups are exactly what they were before, and the church is exactly what it was before. But God is weaning you off of an impulse that you used as a catalytic power source in your life for motivation. He's saying, you're ready for real change.